So some of the things that you'll have to do with functions is work with functions in a piecewise fashion, and sometimes that can be really hard to do, but we've got an example here of a piecewise function that actually turns into the shape of one of the 12 basic functions, one of those parent functions actually. And so this is a good one to kind of start with to look at and manipulate and see how well we can do. So let's just dive in. We're going to look at the values of x, and we're going to look at all these values of x when x is greater than or equal to 0. So we're going to look at the x and y coordinates here. And I want the x values that are greater than or equal to 0. So I'm just going to pick 0, 1, 2, and 3. And when I pick those, what happens is I put 0 in for x, I get 0. I put 1 in for x, I get 1. I put 2 in for x, I get 2. I put 3 in for x, I get 3. And so what I'm going to do is plot those points. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So I'm going to actually end up with a line that goes this way. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but now we're going to use the guy's not quite lined up just perfect. Let's fix him. There we go. And then we're going to look at the other side, which is negative x, but now it's everything less than or equal to 0. So I've got, or not equal to 0, just less than 0. So I'm going to have x and y again. And this time for values of x, I'm going to pick 0, and I'm going to go up to but not include 0. And then I'm going to go with the -1, -2, -3. And what's going to happen is when I plug these in, I get 0, but then I get -1. That's +1. And then -2. That's +2. And then -3. That's +3. And what am I talking about when I say negative? Well, I've got this negative sign in front. He doesn't move. And then when I put my value for x in, which would be -1, I've got -1. Some of you had may have referred to this as like a click, but this is going to end up giving us a value of 1. So when I plot those points, they actually go this way. And can you see which parent function I'm going to have? I'll complete it real quick. I'll add the other point on that. So there you go. There's the parent function. Which parent function is this? This is the absolute value function. And you might notice that its domain is all real numbers and its range are all real numbers greater than or equal to 0. It does have a relative minimum, so it's got that vertex. And so we can just talk about all kinds of the different things that it does. But that's how you would look at a piecewise function.